Welcome to the Critical This. I am Gavin, and this is Marty.
Hello.
We are doing a quick review of No Man's Sky.
Well, quick as can be.
Quick as possible. Even though this game is fantastic, there obviously is so much in this game right now. Obviously, a quick review is justified because if you want to play it, I'd say go for it. Obviously, the game did have issues when it first came out, and yet, they shouldn't have put it out the way they did. Sean Murray, one of the lead directors, boasted there was this and that, but it wasn't. It was abysmal, and it was on PC and PlayStation when it first came out.
Yeah, I think from when I remember it, when they showed it on E3, the way the planets were going to be so vibrant and full of life, it was never like that when it came out. Obviously, as it progressed through the years, you got a lot more updates and a lot more stuff being added to it, which we have seen the planets not so much get loads more life form on, but it was a lot better than what it started off to be, for damn sure. So
they have added more. They've not left it. They could have left it to rot and not carried on with what they promised.
Definitely.
But they have put out numerous updates. I mean, we're in 2020 now, and it was released in 2016, and they're still updating the game. So, basically, what we're going to talk about. The monk decided that I should do it because I put around 150 hours into it. Now, Marty has played it as well with me, and he has put...
I'd say about 20 hours, 22 hours maybe, but most of my stuff's been on survival, not so much on the actual normal gameplay, because for me, this is the type of game where I like to build, and it's brilliant on building side of things now. It wasn't at the beginning again. It was a lot.
He means creative when he says survival. Yeah. There's 3 modes, I think it is. So there is normal, survival, which is slightly more difficult than normal.
Yeah.
And then there is hardcore, which is like sort of Minecraft, where you die, that's it, everything goes. And then there is creative mode, so you can literally go around and do as you please. But what I didn't know until recently when I was playing with Marty was when you're in creative mode, you can still complete the game as if you were in a normal gameplay, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So a few of the things I'm going to talk about are the updates that it has had, the newest being... the newest one being crossplay. So we originally started out with it being released on the PS4, and then it was released a couple of days later onto the PC, and then up until 2018 it was released on the Xbox. It was No Man's Sky Next, it was called. I thought it was going to be another game, but it wasn't. It was just obviously integrating all the updates previously and the newest update into a playable game for the Xbox. Now, they didn't have cross-platform, so if you're on Xbox, you're playing against Xbox people, PC, same sort of thing. But now, as of 2020, crossplay has been added.
Yeah, I think for most gaming industries, obviously it's a hard thing to get sorted for the crossplay systems to work in conjunction with each other. But obviously it's something that they took the time with and got it working, and it seems to work fine right now. I don't think we've had any problems when we played it.
The only issue I've had is when I've gone into what's called the space anomaly.
Yeah.
Which is integral. That word? No.
That's right.
It's a very important part of the game because you go to and from it quite a lot. But that is what's basically classed as the social hub. So, say if you're flying through the universe, you may go to a system where another player will be, but you may not. That it is absolutely massive open world game, but if you spawn the space anomaly and fly into it, it is normally full of other players. Now, for a game that's come out in 2016 and had such a bad review when it first came out, it is still widely played.
Yeah, I don't think it was worth the money back then. No. And as you said, the game is huge. I mean, I think the way they stated this game was there's not one person in one lifetime. You're not going to have enough time in your own lifetime to search everywhere on this game. It's literally impossible to do it. It's such a massive type game. I don't know if it's one of the biggest. It's definitely one of the biggest. I don't think it is the biggest, but it's definitely one of the biggest games going for sure.
In size of playable space, apparently it is one of the biggest games going. Now I'm not sure about the likes of is it Eve or what is it? Eve, the PC game?
Oh, I don't know the new one. Was it? No.
We were talking about this the other day.
Oh, Citizen.
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen. That was
Star Citizen. What else is there? There's Elite Dangerous. Now I'm not sure the size of their worlds, but obviously
Elite Dangerous though was based more upon of just your actual starship sort of things, wasn't it?
No, that is space and planets now.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, fair enough.
They have actually added freighters as well to that, which obviously could be another video if you'd like to see us play that. I mean, I have not even started it yet, but I do know someone who has played numerous amount of hours on that, and I could probably talk to him about it.
Well, I know Chris. Chris is one of them as well.
Chris, has he played that?
Played loads.
I mean, I got it for the simple fact he said that it is one of them games that you can't just pick up and play. You have to pick up, play, and get into it completely. But anyway, back to No Man's Sky. So the first update was the Foundation update, which was 2016. But they basically introduced basic base building mechanics.
Yep.
Now I remember because I did actually play it on the PS4 when it not when it first came out, but a couple of months after it came out. And the basic base, you couldn't have much of a base. You could put a few things down, and then you were limited to what you could actually build because there wasn't enough sort of space for you to build, sort of thing. The next big update was 2017, which was the Pathfinder update, which was they introduced planet vehicles, they introduced PS4 Pro support. What else did they only put in the permadeath mode then as well in 2017, but since then they have come on leaps and bounds. I mean, in 2017 as well we had the Atlas Rises update, which was a brand new overhauled central storyline, so you can stick to the storyline, or you can go off and do side missions, or you can just explore if you really wanted to.
Or you can do what I do and just try and find a planet that's habitable enough and build to your heart's content.
Yeah, something that's lush. And I mean, finding a planet like Earth apparently is, you are able to do it.
Yeah, you can. I mean, we played it the other day and we spent, I think it was an hour and a half just trying to find a habitable planet that wasn't trying to kill you, that was slightly vibrant.
Yeah, we did find one.
We did find one.
Then the weather changed.
Then the weather changed to being extremely hot, but it wasn't for long, and it was still a good planet to be fair.
Yeah, you can upgrade your exosuit in it, and that will allow you to stay in the open longer. But obviously, if you're just starting out and you go to a planet you think is going to be lush, you're outside building planet. The weather changes and you're dead in a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
but it is fantastic. I mean, you can go to planets that are full of ice. You can go to planets that I don't know how to explain this. They're more shapes than anything. Now they've also added a new thing where you can go to some really weird planets, and you get what's called a glitch. And you take that with you to your base and you place it on your base, and it's just like a little token of that planet itself. So it could be like, one of the ones I went to was weird little squares, and you could take one of them little squares and put them on your base. So you could basically have little trophies from where you've actually visited.
That's good.
But the next update they had from that was obviously 2018, which was the Xbox update. They introduced full multiplayer support. So you could actually see your friends, because when they first released, obviously this was one of the things they said, that you could meet up with friends, but you couldn't really, because all you could see was just an orb, and that was meant to be your friend, and whatever they did in their game was completely different to whatever you did in your game. So with the introduction to the Xbox, they added the full multiplayer support, so you could jump in a party with your friends and jump on a world and build a base together, like me and Calvin have done a few times.
Now, I just want to say something, actually. You just reminded me on a point in that. Now, Chris was a person who bought this as well, and he stopped playing it for one reason, that he built a massive base, an update had come out, and then the whole base was gone. They sorted that problem out, do you know now?
I
Or is
don't.
that?
I
Because
mean,
I've not had that myself.
I've never had that myself.
And all my stuff's still been there, but he did play
Yeah.
it from early access as well. So
From
I'm assuming that has been sorted because the majority of the games that we've played and saved and all that, we've gone back and they've been exactly the same. So
yeah,
that's good. I think that actually has been sorted. So for people who started out and got really pissed off and had spent hours on it, building bases, and and then obviously it gets lost, I think you're alright to go back on it now, and it'll still be
obviously
there, basically.
you would be rather peeved, especially if you're playing in survival, even in normal, because you've still got to collect all that resources to build your base. In creative, not so much.
It's just within creative, it's just there. As soon as if you want it, you click it. It's there. That's a good thing about that.
There has been numerous issues. I mean, I never really play on the likes of permadeath for the simple fact every game has bugs. And one minute I've been trying to fly into the space stations, and my character has jumped out and he's ended up in space and he's died. Now, if I was in permadeath, that would really wind me up, because obviously I'd be it then. But that wouldn't be my fault because the game glitched. But obviously, every game has its issues. Every game has, iron out its bugs and things like that. But obviously, with that sort of thing where your base disappears, I've never had that myself. But obviously, you may have if you are watching this video and you played the game yourself.
Sorry.
You may have had that issue. I mean, it will be disheartening if it was a survival base and it's gone. So the last couple of things I want to touch on is one of the updates called the Abyss, which allowed you to explore more underwater, because obviously there was sort of the environments underwater, but not as much as the Abyss. They introduced a new submarine-like vehicle as well, so that was fun. The Abyss added so much more because there was so much more underwater. You could go to systems where it was just water planets. They then added in 2019 Beyond VR, so they added support for VR systems, which I have played. I've not played much, but I have played a little bit of, and it was finicky, but I think that was more towards my setup that I was using at the time. It was fantastic though. I mean, you can look around the ship and everything. You control the ship as if you've got your hands out, and you can see hands and things like that. So
now, see, we can once you get your VR back anyway, because you've got one on order. You've got the Valve Index coming. Yes. Obviously, when that arrives, we will do some videos on this. To be totally honest, on the VR and test it all out and see what's really good about it, I suppose, and how much sort of.
More into it, maybe.
Well, yeah, how much they've set the VR actually into the game, because obviously at the beginning this wasn't there, was it? The VR
that was
released at a later date. So
yeah, 2019 they released the VR, but not only did they release the VR with that, they overhauled the NPCs, so the NPCs are more interactive now.
Yeah.
So you could literally be walking around and they're walking around as well. You could stumble upon one on a planet, or you could stumble upon one in space. As well, you can wave at them and they wave back, so they are more interactive with yourself. The next most, how to explain this, the next best thing that happened was the 2020 update called Living Ships. Now, I've only just got one myself because, again, there was a slight glitch which was causing me to get annoyed, because I was searching on a planet using coordinates, and every time I got to a point and got that, it went backwards rather than filling up a meter, and it was causing issues. But obviously with a quick patch and a quick update, it was fixed. But the living ships, you'll see from the clips that you're probably looking at right now on the screen, they do look fantastic.
Yeah, they look really cool. I mean, as soon as I jumped on, it was the first thing I saw that you turned up in, and I instantly wanted one. But you did say that not that great, though.
They're not, because they don't have much as in customization. Whereas you could get a ship that's a very low class and you can add so much storage and so much more class and weapons to it. You can't really do that. Or as I don't know, you can, because I've not got to that part yet. But from what I can see, you can't really do that. You can't add more slots. So they are more looking aesthetically pleasing sort of thing. Whereas there obviously is exotic ships and things like that. But the last thing I want to touch on is the exotic mech, which they added in 2020 as well. Which was a mech suit that you could then spawn and use as one of your vehicles. and that is.
Oh no, I did see that. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
No, oh yeah. I wanted one of them as well.
Yeah, you turn around and I was standing in it. Now the controls for that are finicky. For some reason, I can't turn around in it, and I'm probably just because I've probably spent about 5-10 minutes inside it. Other than that, I've not had a proper go in it. So
Yeah, it's basically one big ass robot looking transformer sort of thing.
it's like Titans. What was the first game released on the Xbox? Titanfall. That was it.
Titanfall.
So yeah,
Titan.
it's like a little mech that you can just use. But anyway, from that,
I mean, the game's. How much is it now? I mean, it's currently on Xbox Game Pass
Yes.
at the moment.
If you have Xbox Game Pass, download it. Definitely.
Yeah, it's on the PC Game Pass beta as well.
Yes.
Which is where I've actually got it from myself.
To buy it, you're looking at about £20 to £30 on PC. Best offer, you can get it on sale for around 20. On the Xbox and the PlayStation, I'm thinking it's around 20 to 25 as well. But if, like I said, if you've got Xbox Game Pass, go for it. You're not going to lose anything if you try it and you don't like it. But 9 times out of 10, I reckon you would like it.
I see. I think from the general point of when this was released, I wouldn't have recommended anyone sort of like having this game or playing the game.
No.
But from what it is now, I'd say it's definitely worth a look, and it's definitely worth a good play on with your friends as well, because you can have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I suppose,
you could build a massive base for your friends. You could build underwater. You can build underground. You could have a lot of fun with it. You can mess around, or you can take it seriously.
Now, see if they take a few pages out of Star Citizen's page, and sort of try and implicate maybe a civilization to be built on No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
would be really interesting if they ever touched upon that, but we'll see what
that's the thing. They're not finished. They said they are still updating and they are adding new features. So
maybe I should email them and tell them.
Yeah, above and beyond. Hopefully, it should be a fantastic game. I mean, it is a small studio, but they are pulling their finger out and they are putting so much effort into this game. But anyway, if you enjoy it, then you definitely get it. If not, then tell us about it. But I have been Gavin. This has been...
I've been Marty, and we hope you enjoyed the review, and we'll see you guys again soon. Take care.